Hi, I'm Holly Collins. Thank you for tuning into ITV London on Facebook. I'm joined by actor Thomas Sangster, who is here to talk to us about his new series of Thunderbirds. First off, let's look at a bit of him in action.
2, 1. Exopod is go.
Green button, bro.
Right. Whoa! This is awesome!
So, first off, Thomas, tell us, were you a Thunderbirds fan before you got the call? It's a bit before your time.
It is before my time, but I was a big fan because they reran it in the 90s, and my father, who was more of his generation, he loved it first time around, so he was a big fan, and so he introduced me to it when it came around again, and I fell in love with it and just thought it was amazing, and had all the toys, had the costumes and everything.
And you play John, who is Thunderbird 5, is that right? Is that who you would have wanted to be? Was that your favourite as a child? Did you have a favourite?
My favourite was always Virgil. In our series, we've done a lot more with the character of John. In the original, I always thought John was a bit boring, to be honest, but in our one, he's a lot better. He's got a lot more stuff to do, and I think it's just because satellites and stuff has become so much more incorporated into our world, and back then it was a very, very new thing.
So you've kind of glammed them up a bit for modern day?
Yeah, no, they've done well with them.
And what's it like starring in an animation? Obviously, you know, you're used to being on screen. What's it like, kind of just your voice? Does that make it harder?
In some ways, yes. You've only got one thing to work with, and that's your voice. But it also makes it quite interesting. It's something I enjoy to do. You can turn up wearing whatever you want, looking however you want, and you can just get through a whole script in an hour, and then have a coffee break and move on. So you get a real, you get to go through the story and complete it all in a one-er, which is really nice. Film takes months and months and months. So.
And you're kind of tapping into a new audience, aren't you, here? Because obviously you've done, lots of people will know you from Game of Thrones and Maze Runner and films like that, probably have a slightly older audience. Is this kind of tapping into children, kind of the age you would have been when you were watching it? Yeah,
absolutely. That's primarily what it's aimed at. It's aimed at a pretty young audience. It's meant to be a fun, adventure, family-driven, just a good, fun cartoon to watch in the mornings, which is, I remember doing the same thing. At the same time, it's also it puts lots of Easter eggs in there for the fans of the original series, and there's lots of harkbacks to the originals as well.
And so the new series is back this weekend, and kind of coincides with the first ever International Thunderbirds Day.
Yeah.
What's it like kind of being part of a show that has such a huge legacy and fans like it does?
It's wonderful. It's quite unique, really, that it's a brand new cartoon that's also not. It's also so well established to the point where there is the first International Thunderbirds Day on the same release as it coming out, even though it's been around for so many years now. No, it's special. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of, and I can't wait to see what our new season looks like. I haven't seen any of it, so.
Have you been to like a Comic-Con yet? Have you met like the super fans?
I have done, not for Thunderbirds though.
For Game of Thrones?
For Maze Runner. I went for Maze Runner. But Game of Thrones was there, and other people were there that I knew too.
Because you've done, I mean, in your career obviously you've done some pretty big projects they've got real cult followings, they've got real huge fans. What's that like?
It's wonderful. I mean, I'm a person that enjoys being an actor. My thing is that I like to portray characters and play around with taking on different demeanors, and so to do it in as many different ways as possible, whether it's a cartoon or whether it's a film or whether it's a TV series, whether it's set in a mythical time period, whether it's set in the past, whether it's set in the future. You know, it's all fun to me. Yeah,
you've been in a number of different kind of time zones. Is there like a next project? Is there something you've got your sights set on? Is there someone, maybe another legacy film that you'd love to play, you know, like a Bond or something?
You know what, I don't know. I'm in that stage that everyone as an actor goes through where you suddenly are unemployed again. So I'm just enjoying being in London and seeing my friends. I worked kind of for about a year solidly last year, so I'm just waiting for a bunch of things to come out on Netflix, and got Godless coming out on Netflix, and then Maze Runner in the beginning of the year.
So, I've got to ask about Game of Thrones, because obviously that's what the fans want. You died, obviously, at the beginning of the season. Do you think, I mean, with Game of Thrones, you never know, but do you think that's it? Do you think that's the end?
I think so. No one's called me up saying you're back in some type of weird ghost form. But I always thought he could be like an Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he kind of comes back and visits Luke, you know. But no, I don't think so, no.
Don't think so, but never say never.
No, we can't really, not in this business.
Yeah. Great, so you can see Thomas in Thunderbirds I'll Go, the new series, this weekend.